All right. Hello, everyone. This is Miss Johnson here, and I am bringing you our Unit 9 Notes 5, Dividing Rational Expressions. So most recently we talked about multiplying rational expressions. Today we're going to talk about dividing rational expressions. We still need to be able to simplify and multiply to be able to get through dividing. So, dividing rational expressions is the same as dividing fractions. A rational expression is really just a fraction. And when we divide fractions, we actually multiply by the reciprocal. And remember that the reciprocal is when we flip the second fraction, and then we're going to change that division into multiplication. That's really the only difference. Everything else is the same. Then we're still going to multiply top times top and bottom times bottom, and we're going to simplify just like we always have. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples. In number 1, I have 5x squared divided by 7 divided by 10x to the third all over 21. So again, I want to flip and multiply. So I'm going to change this into 5x squared divided by 7. The first one stays the same. Now I'm multiplying and I'm going to flip the second, 21 over 10x to the third. And now I can multiply these. Remember that we can do some cross-canceling here. With the 7 and the 21, 7 divided by 7 is 1, 21 divided by 7 is 3. So I just took out that common factor of 7. Same thing with the 5 and the 10. I have a common factor of 5, so that's going to be 1, that's going to be 2. And then the x squared and x to the third, I have 2 x's on top and 3 on the bottom. So these are going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with just 1 on the bottom. So then let's take a look at what's left. I have 1 times 3, which is just 3. On the bottom, I have 1 times 2, which is just 2, but I also have that x. So 3 divided by 2x is my quotient there. Let's take a look at number 2. In number 2, I have n plus 1 over n plus 3 divided by 2n plus 2 over n plus 4. So again, the first thing that I'm going to do is flip it and multiply. So I'm keeping the first one the same, n plus 1 over n plus 3. I change division to multiplication, and I flip the second, n plus 4 divided by 2n plus 2. Okay, now I'm multiplying, so the same strategy for multiplication applies. I'm going to try and see if I can factor anything out. In this case, there's a common factor in 2n plus 2, so I'm going to take out that common factor of 2. I didn't change n plus 1, I didn't change n plus 3, I didn't change n plus 4, but I am going to change the 2n plus 2 by taking a 2 out and making that n plus 1. Now I can cancel the common factors. N plus 1 over n plus 1 goes away. I'm left with n plus 4 over n plus 3 times the 2. So the n plus 4 stays. In the bottom, I have 2 times n plus 3. Now you could either leave your answer like that, or you could multiply that 2 in, and it would look like this, n plus 4 divided by 2n plus 6. Okay, if we were to look at the excluded value for this one, I would take that denominator 2n plus 6 and solve for 0, or set it equal to 0 and solve. Then I'd have 2n equals negative 6, and that's n equals negative 3. So my excluded value would be n cannot equal negative 3. Okay, so there's my rational expression, the quotient. Let's take a look at number 3. I have 15y squared over 4x divided by 5y over 8x to the third. Again, I'm going to keep the first one the same, 15y squared over 4x. I'm going to change division to multiplication, and I'm going to flip the second, so 8x to the third all over 5y. Now I'm going to cross cancel any factors that I can. 15 and 5 have a common factor of 5, so I'm going to divide it out. That'll be 3, that'll be 1. 4 and 8 have a common factor of 4, and so I'm going to take it out. That'll be 1, that'll be 2. I can take one y away, so that y is going to be gone, and I have y to the first up there. And I can take one x away, so that x is going to be gone, and that's going to be x squared. Take a look at what's left. I have 3 times 2, which is 6. I also have a y and an x squared, so x squared times y. On the bottom, I've canceled everything. So that would be divided by 1, but we all know that dividing by 1 doesn't do anything for us. So I'm going to fix that by just making it 6x squared y. Let's try number 4 together. Again, keep, change, flip the second. So I'm going to keep the first, which would be 27c to the third d squared, all over 11d. I'm going to change division to multiplication, and I'm going to flip the second, 9d to the third e, all over 2c to the third. Okay, now I'm going to look for those common factors. Between 27 and 11, there's no common factors. Between 27 and 2, there's no common factors. Between 9 and 11, no common factors. 9 and 2, no common factors. So there's nothing I can take out as far as the numbers go. But now let's look at the variables. If I look at d squared over d, I can cancel this d and make this d to the first. Now keep in mind that I still have a d to the third over there as well. I'm going to have to put those back together. And then the c's, I have c to the third on the top over on the left and c to the third on the bottom on the right. So since there's one on the top and one on the bottom, they're just going to cancel each other out. And now let's look at what we have left. I need to multiply 27 and 9. 27 times 9 is 243. And I have to look at my variables. I have d times d to the third, which is d to the fourth. And I still have that e. On the bottom, I have 11 times 2, which is 22. And my variables have all canceled out. Nothing else to simplify. And here, I should say in both numbers 3 and 4, there are no excluded values. In number 4, there's no excluded values because there's no variable in the denominator. It's just a number, so I don't have to worry about some variable equaling 0. In number 3, there was no denominator. Since there's no denominator, no excluded value, so I don't have to worry about that either. Let's take a look at number 5. In number 5, I'm back to polynomials. I have b plus 4 over 2b plus 2 divided by 3b plus 12 over b plus 1. So again, I'm going to keep, change, and flip. Keep the first one, b plus 4 over 2b plus 2. Change division to multiplication and flip the second. b plus 1 over 3b plus 12. Now I need to look at my factoring. Is there anything I can factor out? Well, here I can take a 2 out, and there I can take a 3 out. So I'm going to do that for both of them. I have b plus 4 over 2 times b plus 1 times b plus 1 divided by 3 times b plus 4. All right, so I've taken you this far. I want you to see if you can finish up number 5 on your own and try number 6. See if you can finish number 5 and try number 6. And those two are the ones that I'd like you to do on your own. Don't forget to go back to Schoology and take your quiz. And that's all we have for our video tonight. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.